mặn lông nè nè.
Good afternoon, everyone on the line, and thank you so much for tuning in to our Facebook live stream in this wonderful Saturday. I'm Bernard, your host for today, and I'm a caring pharmacist and also a pharmacist working in CARiNG Pharmacy. Today we are back with another interesting topic, which I think is among one of the most common concerns in Malaysia. We are always proud to obtain high achievements in our country. But today's topic is definitely not something we should proud of. So before we keep the show start, okay, let us play a little game. How many of us are aware that how many people are having diabetes in our country now? Just make a wild guess and comment the answer below on the strips over here. So today I would like to share an exciting news with all of you, the lucky ones online today. So we are so honored to have someone who is an expert and knowledgeable about diabetes with us today. So she's the founder and owner of Indra Balaratnam Nutrition and also a representative from Abbott. So if you have any questions or doubts about diabetes, regardless it is for you yourself or for someone you love, please feel free to comment on the page below, and we will try our best to answer any of your doubts over here. So without further ado, let's welcome our honored guest today, Miss Indra Balaratnam. Hello, Miss Indra.
Hi, Bernard.
Okay, how about like this? I'll just call you Indra and make things more casual for today.
Definitely, yes, please, by all means.
Okay, so Miss Indra, I was just asking our audience, asking them to make a wild guess how many of the people currently in Malaysia is having diabetes. Would you like to disclose the answers to them?
Okay, have they guessed? I hope they have. The number is actually from the latest Kementerian Kesihatan statistics.
Okay.
It's 3.6 million.
Wow, 3.6 million. That was a huge number.
Yes, it is.
And that was 2019.
Yep, and the numbers are unfortunately going on the up and up.
Okay.
So it just means that more and more Malaysians are starting to get diabetes.
I see. Okay, so this makes our session more meaningful today, and hopefully we can share some tips with them to help them manage and also prevent the disease.
Correct.
Okay? Yeah.
Very meaningful, particularly Bernard, because diabetes does have a genetic link.
Okay.
So if you have a family member, close family member like a mother or a father that have diabetes, then chances are your risk factor for getting it is also there. So it is something that we need to pay attention to.
Okay. So we all know that diabetes patients are oftenly advised to be very, very careful with your food intake. Okay. So whatever they take, we will say, hello, cannot. Don't eat this, jangan makan itu. Okay. However, as we advance in the management of diabetes, we also want our dear 3.6 million, we call them diabetes fighter out there, to live a life, okay?
Yeah, true.
And trying to be having a life as near as possible to us, okay? So normally, how would you advise in your profession on the management of their food intake habit?
Yep, actually you're very right, Bernard. Nobody, trust me, nobody likes to be told you can't eat this, you can't eat that.
Yes,
because
correct.
as you know, then there's no compliance.
Okay.
As soon as somebody tells you all the more you can't eat it, chances are when you crave something, you will go for it. Now the management of diabetes, right, diet-wise, it needs to be built on a diet that the diabetic can follow.
I see,
and sustain, right? So that they can manage their blood sugar level well. Because diabetes by itself can be easily managed with a healthy lifestyle and also knowing their food intake. So that's what us dietitians do. When they come to see us, and most hospitals have a dietitian, so I highly urge diabetics to seek the advice or get a referral by your doctor to go and see a dietitian so that we can spend that time with you to help show you what are the suitable foods to eat. And most importantly, right, Bernard, are the portions.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, carbohydrates, yes, certainly certainly your carbohydrate foods will affect your blood sugar level, right? But it's knowing what kind of carbohydrates to focus on taking, the better ones, so that you cut down on all the sugary types of carbohydrates, the ones that will cause your blood sugar to rise.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's my take, and I've been a dietitian for the last 20 years. So always focus on the positives and let the client also have a say in what they do. And then, of course, you need to look at their lifestyle, whether they can cook. So it has to be something sensible.
So, on the diabetic figures in Malaysia, which we have highlighted earlier, so in general, do you think we are managing well based on your experience?
Actually, it could be better, Bernard. From based on my experience, I see two types of clients. There are some that are very motivated. I guess maybe also of their education level. So they look up information. And then they use, they use that to spur them to know more about the ailment, right? But then again, on the flip side, we also have those who don't, they don't want to think about it. So they know they've got diabetes. They've been told by their doctor, but the management of it is still not quite there. So there's no compliance to taking their medication, or they might just eat whatever they want to eat and then just end up increasing their insulin intake.
So hopefully, like a Facebook education session like this, can bring them at least something more interesting for them to view on and show them that it's actually easy and possible to manage their diabetes well.
Well, I guess what I wanted to add to that as well, Bernard, was knowing sometimes it's hard to be motivated to make a lifestyle change on your own. That's why they really do need the motivation and support. And that's where it takes everyone to help support them. From family members, the spouse, the children, the family members, or even healthcare professionals like ourselves. As a dietitian, you know, when they are referred to come and see us, we assist them with their food knowledge. And then as well as like pharmacists like you all at CARiNG. So, you know, they can always feel free to stop by and chat with the pharmacists as well.
Now, you make us feel like Avengers, so we are teaming up from different professions and handle it together.
But I truly believe in that, Bernard. I mean, I see this a lot of times when it comes to these kinds of lifestyle, the management of lifestyle illnesses like diabetes and all this, it does need motivation and support. So you need to have that environment of positivity to help them, so that they don't feel like I can't do this, you know, and then they can't manage it. Because the truth is, diabetes is an illness that can be managed, and when you manage it, then your blood sugar is stable. It does strengthen, you know, you're not so susceptible to getting second-hand health issues.
So speaking of management, we often say we are what we eat. So do you have any quick tips to share with the viewers online on how to practice good food choices and the selection of good nutrition to, especially to reduce a glucose spike or improve the immunity, which comes to today's topic?
There are actually a few key top tips at the end of the day.
Write down, please.
Write it down. I mean, tried and true. First and foremost is don't skip meals. When you're diabetic, you don't want to skip your meals too long, because if you go too long without eating something, that will cause your blood glucose level to go up and down, right? So you don't want to skip meals. You want to have a schedule of eating that is regular. So like for example, right, Bernard, breakfast is at 8 o'clock. Then another maybe 3 to 4 hours, then lunch, 12 o'clock lunch. Then maybe in between lunch and dinner, you have a light snack. And then have a decent dinner at a proper time, so that you have just little, several hours in between before your next meal. So that helps to keep your blood
Indra,
sugar
we
level.
have one comment from the viewers here. So I think this is one of the most asked question from the public. So what is the standard limit for sugar intake per day?
The standard limit for sugar intake per day. The WHO recommends no more than 10% of your daily calories to come from refined sugar. So, but for a diabetic, it all depends. If you manage your diabetes well, then a little bit of sugar here and there wouldn't do you so much harm.
I see.
But the most important thing is that you need to manage it well. And I think for things like that, this is where that knowledge is really required. So I do highly urge them to see a dietitian so that the dietitian can help them make sense of that kind of sugar.
So I know, I understand this may sound uncommon, but viewing in this pandemic COVID-19 now, I think everyone talks about immunity.
Yes.
So I think what are the things that we can do, in terms of linking the management of sugar level and boosting up the immunity, and also maybe you can share with our friends who are having diabetes, how important is this immunity towards their lifestyle?
Correct. Well, as you know, what immunity is, right, Bernard, is our body's own natural defense mechanism.
I see.
So when you have immunity that's strong, then that helps you to fend off any form of infection.
I see.
Now, the infection doesn't necessarily just have to be COVID-19. It's just that in this current pandemic situation, that's the one buzzword that we think about, right?
Correct.
But honestly, immunity goes beyond that. So for diabetics, you don't want secondary types of complications to occur. Like, for example, you don't want to end up getting
the diabetic food.
You don't want to end up feeling unwell.
I see.
So anytime your blood sugar level spikes up and spikes down, then that leaves you open to feeling unwell.
I see.
So when you are feeling unwell, your immune level drops, and then that makes you susceptible to catching infections, cuts, things like that. So you don't want that to happen.
I see. So this is important tips from Indra for those out there. So before that, guys, don't forget to answer the question pinned on the comment box below. The question is, as stated there, managing your sugar well is important for your immunity. True or false? So remember to hashtag CARiNG Pharmacy and hashtag Glucena and comment together with your answer. So we will then select the winner and personal message you with the most accurate answer from the viewers.
Wow, they stand a chance to win.
So talking about winning, please remember to tag 3 of your friends to increase the chance of winning. So talking about this, how can we improve their immune function in terms of the selection of their vitamins and nutrients?
Well, when we look at the immunity, right, there are several nutrients that really help to strengthen it and complement a stronger immunity. And these nutrients are zinc, vitamin C, D, E, and selenium, and folic acid as well. Now, these nutrients are widely available in a lot of the foods that we eat, right, Bernard? From our whole grains to our lean meats, seafood, eggs, nuts, fruits and vegetables. So they are within a lot of a variety of foods. That's why we always recommend to eat a variety of foods so that you get all these important nutrients. So so those are the nutrients. So when you're adding them into your daily diet, be sure to add them in. So ask yourself, right? For example, if you don't take much vegetables, so maybe now, as moving forward, try to include 1 or 2 servings of vegetables into your meal.
I see.
If you're a person who doesn't eat fruit, maybe starting tomorrow, try a fruit. Little things like that.
So we have a question from a very interesting question. From our friend Rosemary over here. She's asking for any advice for people with diabetes type 1 besides controlling their diet.
Any advice? Well, there's no really getting around it, right, Rosemary? Because honestly, your diet has a lot to do with your body's response to the carbohydrates and whether it causes your blood sugar to go up and down. So there's no getting around taking care of your diet. So if you're looking for like a miracle product or some kind of miracle diet or diet regimen, all those kinds of things, that may not necessarily work for you and can be potentially dangerous.
So always talk to your doctors, your pharmacist, or your dietitian or nutritionist.
Because in type 1, you do need your insulin. So these are things you really must have that communication with your doctor.
So we can cater a specific formula to manage this condition.
Correct.
So, speaking of that, I've came across this something called the diabetes specific formula, the DSF, in my daily practice. Okay, so how can we incorporate this DSF in everyday life for people with diabetes to support their diabetes management? Okay, so because like what we say, instead of instilling fear in their life, maybe you can share with us how to make life easy, because we don't treat this diabetes as something uncurable or something we should be fear of.
Yes, it's something like you must manage, because it's something you have and you must manage it long term. So you mustn't be afraid of what it is.
I see.
You must understand that you have this condition and now you need to manage it. Right?
Okay.
Now a diabetic specific formula is actually a product that is usually it's in the form of a beverage lah. You can find that in all your pharmacies. I'm sure your CARiNG Pharmacy has them as well. But what it is it's usually a fortified, complete, balanced nutritional formula that are used specifically for diabetics. Reason being is that it's of a low glycemic index level, so it doesn't cause your blood sugar level to spike up and down. Now for patients, right, Bernard, when we use them in certain clinical settings, because it's complete and balanced, it can be used for total feeding for the diabetic patient. For example, they are on a tube feeding or they can't eat well, then this becomes food for them, their sustenance. But for a regular diabetic who's also eating regular food, a diabetic specific formula can help to fill in the gaps of your nutrition. So for example, if you don't have time to eat, you have to skip a meal, you can possibly have a serving of this beverage.
Wow, it provides complete nutrition.
Right, so that it helps you fill in the gaps. Or if you're, for example, underweight, you need a little boost of nutrition, then you can take this as well.
So speaking of that, since we are mentioning this, there's a comment from this Miss Chahaya Nuris, such a sweet name. So she's asking, can pregnant women who have GDM drinks this?
Actually, they can. They can. But remember, when you have GDM as well, it's very important that you balance out your diet. So usually get your doctor to refer you to see a dietitian while you have already been diagnosed with the GDM, so that at least then the other aspect of your diet can also be controlled. But yes, certainly these diet-specific formulas can be fitted into your well-balanced
We hope that
diet.
this answers your questions well. So we also have another viewer, from Muhammad Zo Amin Kamarudin. So he is asking, can diabetes be cured? So maybe I'll answer on behalf of this. So unfortunately, the objective of our management for diabetes isn't about curing this diabetes, but it's more on managing it well, in terms of your sugar, your lifestyle, and prevent complications from this diabetes itself. So I think we have enough of talking. I seen that you have set up something over here. So I hope that it is a surprise for me today. So would you like to share what are you going to do today?
Because you know, Bernard, everybody loves food, right? And as a dietitian, I always like to encourage people to see the opportunities of more food that you can eat. So now everybody thinks of these diabetic specific formulas only as a beverage. The truth is, basically,
is it something like this? Can I try?
Go ahead. You can drink it. Right? So it's usually the easiest form and it usually is in the form of a beverage. But did you know you can also put this into a lot of your other forms of cooking? You can add the powder to your, for example, your oats or your cereals. Or I'm today going to show you how to make a very simple diabetic friendly dessert.
Oh wow, I love dessert.
Chocolate on top of that, Bernard.
OMG, are you sure?
And this dessert, trust me, will not cause your blood sugar level to go up and down like all the other sweetened chocolate desserts you have out there. So, are we ready? Come, let's get into my kitchen. So Bernard, this recipe is very easy. First and foremost, what you do is you separate 2 eggs. So you put the egg yolk into a bowl and then you put the egg whites in here. I'm going to keep this aside first.
Sounds easy.
Very easy. Trust me, this is super easy. Now, in my pot here, I have 4 tablespoons of butter,
Okay.
a dash of salt, and
Okay.
4 tablespoons of water.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to add in 5 scoops of this Glucena chocolate
Okay.
powder.
1. Okay, come, let me help you with this.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. It's got a very nice, nice chocolatey smell, isn't it? Okay. And then that's it. Then you just melt it on a gentle flame.
I see.
Just melt it like that. Don't let the fire be
smells
too
good.
high. Yeah. Just melt up the butter with the powder.
Hey, it looks very easy. I think for
It's
novice
very
like
easy,
me, also
trust
can use.
me,
Okay.
it's really easy.
Okay. So what are we doing with these eggs?
Okay.
Oh, hey, it's so fast. It can actually melt out. I thought you would take like 15 minutes to 20 minutes to dissolve it or melt
No,
it.
it's very fast. Okay.
I see. So like right at a hot afternoon like this, I can just easily make this at home, right?
Yep. So now it's already melted like that, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then you just turn off the fire.
Okay.
Melt it all together.
Okay.
Then now what you do is you just let it cool for a while.
Okay.
And then we
Can I try?
the egg
Okay.
white. Do you want to do that?
Of course.
Okay,
Yep.
Go ahead.
Wow. Okay, let me hold this for
Okay,
you.
hold it. Wow, Bernard in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, now you just beat this up until it becomes stiff.
So it's like so foamy, right?
Yep.
Okay, so until whisk it
Until it's stiff.
Okay. So is it done? Okay.
No, not done
so
yet.
just continue.
Bernard's trying to cheat. Not done
Yes.
yet.
Okay.
So do you cook at home, Bernard?
Yes. Okay. But this is the first time I ever came across like making pudding with this formula.
Okay. Okay. Keep stirring.
Okay.
You need my help?
Okay. Come.
Okay.
Better pass that to the expert.
Yep. So you let this.
Okay.
You just keep beating it until it becomes stiff. So there's no sugar added, right?
Okay. So perfectly fine for even for diabetic patient.
And on top of that, it doesn't only have to be for diabetic patients.
Even like for you, I mean.
Everybody
okay,
in the family can eat it. That's the good thing when you cook healthy. Because anything that you cook for a diabetic, everyone else in the family can eat it.
Yeah, because we are talking about prevention, right?
Yes,
Okay.
not only prevention, but the food is also suitable for everybody.
Okay, yep.
So there's honestly no reason for the diabetic to eat something separate from the family. So
it's like a
everybody eats.
paradigm shift in our lifestyle. Okay, good.
Absolutely. And this is exactly what us dietitians teach families, you know, that you don't have to feel like you are eating anything different.
Yep. This definitely don't feel like a diabetic diet for me.
Yeah.
Okay, is it done? Almost?
Well, let's check. It needs to have stiff peaks like that, okay?
I see.
So yeah. It's just
Okay.
It's got stiff peaks like
Yep.
that already. So you just hang on to this, Bernard.
Okay.
Now, once this has sort of cooled down a bit, right?
Okay.
Chocolate. Then what we do is we just add in the
Egg yolk. Okay, 2 egg yolks, right?
2 egg yolk, and you just beat it
So
in.
Indra, okay, although it's very simple, but I think it's too much for me. How can I get this this recipe from you?
Oh, you can actually download the recipe book.
Okay, yeah.
Abbott actually has a very nice recipe book that you can download, and it's got all kinds of recipes.
Okay,
in there.
so while you're preparing this, okay, I'll try to look at the comments. Okay.
Are there any questions? Let's take a look.
Okay. So, can Glucena chocolate replace my daily caffeine intake?
Yes, of course. I mean, there's no, it's a beverage. So honestly, if you take this, then there's no reason for you to drink coffee.
I see.
Right.
Okay,
So, I mean, use this in place of your regular coffee. Like, so if you're a coffee junkie and you tend to drink a lot of coffee, then maybe have a more nutritious beverage.
I see.
Because coffee by itself doesn't give you any nutrients.
Okay, so we have this one question from this Sindhu. Okay. Why are some diabetic patients consume oral and some people take insulin insulin medications. Okay, so I think I will answer on behalf of this. Okay, so in terms of management of diabetes, we will have oral medications. Okay, where most of it acts on boosting up your insulin factors or how to incorporate into your receptors. But some certain people like type 1 diabetes, or until one stage your body couldn't produce enough insulin, then we will use the insulin injection.
Correct. But I think the most important thing, and I see this in my dietetic practice, most importantly is that they comply with the medication.
Yes, correct.
Correct. And this is where the timing of their food, remember Bernard, I was talking about the timing of the food and not skipping meals. That one is important because then it coincides with the timing of the medication.
So it works together between your medication and also your lifestyle.
Correct. Because anytime, right, you skip meals and then you're hungry, then you administer medication, they don't work in tandem, and it can be potentially dangerous because then your blood sugar level can drop really low, and that's dangerous. So that's why the timing of the meals are very important.
Okay. So how is it?
So now back to the, once you do that, then you take the egg whites and then you fold them into the chocolate mixture.
Okay, so I think this one I can do. Okay.
Oh, you want to do? Okay. But must have a little bit of skill. You take it in.
Like this?
You can take more.
Okay, come. I think pass back to you, okay?
Okay, put more, and then you stir it in. Here, go ahead and try. Go ahead and try.
Okay, so if I can do it, I believe you can do it as well, okay?
Definitely.
So just stir like this?
Just stir like that. Just incorporate it all in. Because this pudding is like a mousse.
I see,
so the egg white gives it that nice airy feeling.
Okay.
Bernard, you're really good at Bernard.
Okay.
Okay, keep stirring,
keep stirring.
Okay, then just add in more.
Add it all.
Just add it all.
Okay, just put everything in.
Just put everything in. Okay, this is how easy it is, honestly.
So it gives you a very smooth texture.
Just stir it also, you just get it in, nicely lift it in like that.
Okay. So after this, where should we put this in?
After this, once all of this is all stirred nicely, right? The chocolate like that all in. Then what you do is, you put them into little dessert cups, small little cups, like little dessert cups, and then you pop it into the fridge. To let it chill for about, I would say, 2 hours or so minimum. Let it chill, and then this is what it will.
Ta-da! Wow. Okay, can I try? Yes. Come.
Light is. Let me know how it goes.
Oh. It tastes good.
Does it taste good?
Yeah.
Just from those ingredients alone, only no sugar added. Because dessert usually they put a lot of sugar and all that.
Let's show our audience. Okay, you see, it looks so smooth and okay. I will try again. Okay.
Not bad, right?
Yep.
Not bad, right? Okay, I highly please go and try this recipe.
Yeah.
Really
you can just download the recipe and from the link below. Okay, and come, let's continue. Okay.
Let me just put this aside.
So, we have another question from our friend. Okay,
I'm happy to see
Chi Chuyun. Okay, wow, today's interviewers is very active.
Good,
okay,
happy to see.
So, for anyone who have diabetes, is it doing exercise can help to reduce his or her sugar level?
Yes, certainly. Exercise definitely is part and parcel of the management of diabetes. And even all the diabetic associations, even diabetic doctors do recommend that you do exercise. So as part and parcel of your healthy lifestyle. But always get clearance from your doctor, I guess, to see what kind of exercise is best suitable for you. So always know your limitations as well. But yes, certainly being active will help your body to also utilize that sugar as well and help you to maintain a healthy body weight.
We have another viewer, concerning on our recipe. So will it be no nutrient content if heat the powder? I think this is one of our concerns also.
Yes, of course. So definitely in this diabetic specific formula, right, they do have protein in there. So you are not going to overheat. You don't want to overheat the powder. So even when you're mixing the drink, right, you don't want to pour hot boiling water straight out of the kettle.
Excuse me,
but you need to it needs to be hot but not boiling hot. So similarly, when you're making, like for example, this pudding, you notice that I didn't overheat it. I was just heating it until the butter had melted. So that's important. So don't overheat it until it's in a rolling boil like that, because then yes, you can sort of reduce the protein.
I see. Okay. So again, guys, okay, don't forget to answer the questions pinned at the comment box below. Okay. The question is, managing your sugar well is important for your immunity. True or false? Okay. So remember to put hashtag CARiNG Pharmacy and hashtag Glucena to and comment together with your answers.
Yep.
Okay. So and we will then select and PM the winner with the most accurate answers after this session.
Oh,
okay.
excellent.
So you can also check this post caption to get a M4 discount promo code for the Glucena product exclusively in CARiNG Pharmacy. Okay? So be sure to sign up CARiNG Loyalty Program, which you can find the details at the link below.
Okay.
And also by visiting your nearest CARiNG Pharmacy and just simply log on to our website caringtoyou.com.my. Okay? Yep. So we have another question from
Great.
Okay. So let me see. Okay, so how can this diabetes, okay, be managed well for old patient?
For an elderly patient,
correct.
Manage well. I think this is where you really need the family support.
I see.
Because depending on the elderly patient, questions like are they staying alone? Do they have access to food? Can they cook, or do they need to go out to buy? These are things that they, I guess, as a family, they will have to ask.
Because we always have some concern on managing geriatric patients.
Yes, of course. So this is where you need that family support. So usually when the family comes to see the dietitian, for an elderly patient, it's always also good for the other family members who are part and parcel of the care of the elderly patient to also come along to the session.
I see.
So that they can also be part and parcel of the patient's care.
So,
but it wouldn't be any different in terms of the care, the accessibility to the food, what the patient can eat. And then you may need to modify some of the foods as well, because an elderly patient, they might be wearing dentures, they might not be able to chew, there might be some eating difficulties. But like I said, this is where a diabetic specific formula can also help in an elderly patient. It's help to fill in the gaps of the nutrition. If they have trouble eating, lack of appetite, then a diabetic specific formula like this can definitely help.
I see. So I think we can really be doing this all day. So there's so much more to chat on this topic. However, I think this is coming to the end of this session. To our audience who have joined halfway, remember to answer the questions pinned at the comment box below or the crawler down there together with the hashtag, and you might get a chance to win the Yummylicious Glucena chocolate powder after this session.
Good luck.
So before we end our session, do you have any advice would you think to benefit for... we have last question. Do you think we have time to slip in this question?
Yeah, sure. Interesting question.
Since we have this from our this viewer, Filza. So since I cannot skip meals, what's your advice on intermittent fasting? I think this is a very in or hot topic nowadays.
A lot of the trendy. That's why I was saying earlier, remember, Bernard, I definitely do not encourage diabetics to follow any of these trendy diets that are out there. All these intermittent fasting, certain other diets. Be very careful about some of these diets out there, because like I said, you need to make sure that you don't go hungry for too long, because your blood sugar level can go topsy-turvy. So I definitely don't recommend intermittent fasting.
I see. So not so recommended for the diabetic patient.
Because and if you are overweight as a diabetic, stick to a tried and true healthy eating diet where you eat a variety of foods, but you are aware of your portions, so that you lose weight in a way that's not too, extreme.
I see. So I think
this healthy weight loss.
This statement answers perfectly well for our viewer. Miss Tanjui, because she has just raised up a concern on can overweight people drink this?
So, yes, of course. Of course they can. And of course it will be part and parcel of their food intake.
I see.
It counts towards
Okay,
their
thanks
intake.
for the green light from a dietitian like you. Okay,
Yes.
so I hope that this answers you well. Okay, so, do you have time? Can we slip in the last question for today?
Sure,
okay,
sure.
So we have this from Thomasy. Okay.
Okay.
So he's asking, does Glucena suitable for tube feeding?
Yes, it certainly is. It was actually also formulated. Remember I mentioned just now, it's a complete balanced nutritional diabetic specific formula.
So it wouldn't clog up the Rouse tube?
No, it will not clog up the Rouse tube. And it's actually used in a clinical setting for patients who are on enteral tube feeding.
Okay.
It's liquid food for them.
I see. So it wouldn't clog up, and then but by just taking this, it provides enough nutrition for the diabetic, for those who require home care patients, right?
Yes, the amount will be of course calculated by their healthcare professionals. So the dietitian will already be calculating the regimen, how much to be given, and then they follow that regimen.
So you see, we just love the feedback and also the interaction with our viewers.
I'm actually so glad to see the number of questions that we have. It just shows that people do care about these things.
Correct.
It's important.
So it's just that sometimes by providing this type of platform, hopefully we can answer their queries. So we hope that we are guiding them to a proper way in terms of management of the diabetes, right?
Correct.
So we have this question from Anik Tang. Okay, is it suitable for children?
For children, I'm not sure. I would assume it's more for adults. Children, I'm not sure what she means by in terms of their
maybe
age.
have to be more specific on the age.
So I think it's best that you do follow up with your pediatrician on this because these formulas were actually designed more for adults. So for children, you might want to talk to your doctor specifically.
I see. Okay, because
he doesn't mention the age of the child.
Yes. So always feel free pop into any of the pharmacy. Okay, explain in further details like what is the age of your children, any specific concern. Then we promise we will try our best to answer your questions and see how we can support you better. Okay. So I think this is this comes to the end. We have this encore session. We see there are more questions popping in. We hope that we have more time for you guys. Okay, but I think just for a wrapping up. Okay, before we end up this session, any of your last advice which you think would benefit those who are watching our live stream now?
I'm actually very glad that there were so many good questions out there. So it's obvious people are very interested in this. So my take on this is that you need to be knowledgeable about diabetes. So don't just listen to people telling you this, telling you that. Go and read it for yourself. If you need, where diet is concerned, tell your doctor to refer you to your dietitian in your hospital. Dietitians are here. We're always ready to talk to you, and we are the people who will spend the time to talk to you about your diet, specifically how to help you plan your meal plan as well. So to me, knowledge is key, especially where health
and
is
knowledge
concerned.
from a reliable source.
Correct.
Yes,
So the more you know, the more you can then see what action is it that you need to take. But diabetes is certainly one of those illnesses that can be managed. And the sooner you manage it and keep your blood sugar level stable, then you will feel much better. And it helps to boost your immunity as well.
So thank you so much, Indra. I just love the chemistry and the collaboration between different professions. Sitting here together and see what we can do our best for our audience and also our viewers. So frankly, I've learned a lot today. from you. I believe that the viewers have learned a lot too. So I really thank you all. For sparing your time. For joining us today. So don't forget to like CARiNG Facebook page and share this video with your friends and family. It is available offline later, because sharing is caring. So I think that is all for today.
Yes, brother, thank you so much
so let us just wish our audience a great Saturday ahead and hope that today's session has bring some limelight or some information useful for them. So bye.
Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.